Well, as you well know, I'm a huge fan of Janet Yellen, and I have no doubt that Carol Roth is a big fan of Janet Yellen. So before I bring Carol in, I want you to hear the latest and greatest from that genius.
We're working with G20 nations to agree to a global minimum corporate tax rate that can stop the race to the bottom. Together, we can use a global minimum tax to make sure the global economy thrives based on a more level playing field in the taxation of multinational corporations.
Joining me now to talk about that and many other things is former investment banker, also host of the Roth Effect podcast, Carol Roth. Carol, I don't know why people have a problem with this. It makes total sense to me. We don't need to lower our absurd corporate tax rate. We need to make sure everybody has an equally high one so everyone gets screwed.
Yes, it's a fantastic logic. And as president of the Janet Yellen fan club, I think it's a really good idea. Listen to this bizarro world. Like, we're the United States. We're supposed to be the land of the free and free markets. And we're saying, hey, let's have a cartel. Let's all come together and conspire to fix global taxes as a high rate. And it's such flawed logic. If you were getting to this, Jesse, if you think about it, the reason why under the last administration we had to lower corporate taxes is to be more competitive. That's what competition does. It breeds lower prices and makes things more competitive. So instead of saying, hey, we're going to compete more effectively with these other countries that have lower tax rates, and we're going to even further lower tax rates, we're going to lower taxes for everyone and make things more competitive. No, we're going to try and strong arm other people into creating a situation which puts artificial limits on the market. Like, I literally at this point, like, anybody who thought that this was going to be a moderate administration, that has gone out the window. I am legitimately frightened at this point in time.
I have never, ever, Carol, we've talked 1,000 times on the Roth Effect podcast, on this show, on my radio show. I have never heard you use the word frightened, so I have to ask, why?
I'm frightened because of the level of potential structural changes. You know, it's one thing to talk about a tax hike in the U.S., which we know can get undone in the next administration or maybe in the next Congress, these kind of temporary policies, which are really annoying. People shouldn't have to manage their lives and, you know, when they spend and expectations around government whims, but at least those can be undone. The types of things that this administration are rolling out, whether it be this global cartelization of taxes, whether it's a $15 minimum wage, whether it's the PRO Act, whether it's this ridiculous quote unquote infrastructure bill that gives money to unions under the guise of expanding Medicaid. These are things that are going to expand the purview of the government and the spending of the government and are very, very difficult to be undone. And I'm just really, as I said, very frightened about what's being set in motion.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me. Thanks.